We're going to look at a few little bits together now. We're going to look at rescale an object, convert a picture to a drawn object, to edit it, save an image as a drawn object, and omit an object from a slide background. Now, images are in two basic flavors. There are many file types: bitmap, JPEGs, GIFs, TIFFs, etc., etc., but there's really two types. Images created from a series of dots are called bitmaps. The smaller the dot, the better the quality of the picture. These can only be edited using dedicated software. The second type are called vector. These are created using a series of lines and shapes. These types can be manipulated in PowerPoint, and we will look at that now. Just bear that information in mind. If you are practicing and these features are not available, try a different image. I'll start by showing you how to find more information about images. If you use the help system in PowerPoint and type in About Pictures, and then click on the About Pictures link that comes up, you'll get a window and you can read all about the different. Worth having a read. Okay, I've got a suitable image on the screen, and it's a tree. Rescaling, I've already talked about using the grab handles to click and drag to make things bigger and smaller, but we're going to look at doing that with more accuracy. To do that, we're going to use, I'll just double click the icon, bring up the Format Picture dialog box, and we'll use the Size tab. In the Size tab, we can type into any one of these boxes the dimensions that we want. So I want this image to go bigger, I want it to go to 12 centimeters. So I'll just put a 12 in the box, don't need to add centimeters, it knows. And watch what happens to the width. See how the width automatically changed for us. It's keeping things in proportion. Just have a look at that, and you can see the tree is bigger, but still in proportion. If you don't want the image in proportion, and you want to define a specific size, then you need to tell the computer first. You do that by removing the tick in the Lock Aspect Ratio box. With the tick removed before you change the dimensions, then that allows you to change the dimensions to a specific size, and the computer won't overwrite you. There we are, a 2x2 tree. Of course, we can make that anything daft. We can make it 12x2, and it's way out of proportion. Remember the reset button if things go wrong. Also, just remember, check the status of this box before you make any dimension changes so that you know what you're doing. Next is editing. I want to change the colour of one of these leaves. Let's just make that a little bit bigger first. Okay, I want to change the colour of one of these leaves. We looked last time at using the recolor to change the various parts of that, change a leaf to blue. But you can see what happens if it changes all that colour to blue, and that's not what I'm after. I just want to change one leaf. So I'll stop that. In order to do that, we need to edit the picture. If I right click on the picture and do Edit Picture, we get this little message saying it's an imported picture, not a group. Do we want to convert it? We say yes to this. It converts it to a drawn object that you can then work with as though you're drawing it yourself using the tools at the bottom of the screen. You can now select individual parts of the tree and change it to whatever colour you want. I'll perhaps make it a little bit more autumny in colour. Okay, and you can work with each of these little bits by double clicking on them as well. So you can see there how I'm changing the colour of individual parts of the picture. Obviously if you were doing this you would zoom in to make it a little bit easier. But this is now a grouped object, and we can ungroup it to remove the various parts. That's now an ungrouped object, and I can select various parts and delete them. Pressing the delete key, and there parts of the grass are disappearing. So you can see how that's working, I'm deleting the various parts of the tree that I don't want to have. Once we've finished our editing, we can always regroup, make it the single object again. If you like your new picture and you want to be able to use it again, you can save the image as a picture on your computer. You do that by right-clicking and then Save Picture As. Give it a name and then check your Save As type box, and you can save it as one of any type of images there. I'll save it as a GIF, as a GIF. There we are, that's on the computer. I can use that at any time. Finally, let's put this image onto our master slide. So I'm going to cut it from my main slide, View Master, Slide Master, and paste it. And then obviously just a little bit of work with it to put it somewhere that's suitable. Okay. The benefit of doing that, perhaps it's a logo, is that that image is now going to appear on every slide that you insert. I insert some new slides. Every time I insert a new slide, the image is there. Just finally, you might decide on a very specific slide that you don't want the picture on it. So we can do that by selecting Format, Background, and then put a tick in the Omit Background Graphics from Master. And what that does, if I click on Apply, it removes the picture that was on the master just from that one slide, but it remains on all the rest, and when I insert a new picture, a new slide, it appears on that one as well. So it's clever stuff there, and hours of fun for editing your pictures. Hopefully you've got a bit more artistic flair than I have.